Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner broker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, there are many people looking to move up or down to their next home who've got equity in their home, and they're challenged by having a house to sell first. What are bridge loans and how do they work, Barb Schlinker?
Well, Richard, there are a lot of lenders that offer financing to kind of bridge the gap between houses. And these are great, especially if you have an equity, meaning you owe not as much on your home and you have at least probably 50%, anywhere from 30 to 100% equity in your house. You're in pretty good shape to help you pull that equity out to go buy your next home first. Because I find that most people kind of won't make a move unless they have a destination in mind, especially with me. They're afraid I'm going to sell it too fast and then they won't have any place to go. So some people aren't worried about that. Some people just say, okay, I'm just going to rent and find my way around. A lot of people take a bunch of trips. I talked to one recently that looked all over the place. They went all to different states and then they're going to come back and they're going to end up downsizing here in Colorado. So it really depends on that homeowner. But I do find that people that buy their next home first and take their time selling their existing home, uh, in my view, it's one of the least stressful ways to sell a house. I've had some home sellers that say, okay, I want to get my house under contract, and then I'm going to go down and buy my next home, and everything has to line up on the same day, and everything has to be perfect. The lender has to be on time for my house. Everything has to work out just right. That can be very stressful, and it may not necessarily go down on time. So a bridge loan is a really cool way to buy your next home first. So basically you're leveraging the equity in your current home and moving to your getting committed or getting under contract or even closing on your next home first. And that way you can take your time with your move and you can take your time with your sale. Now, you could also get a new loan. Like there's some people that might have a very low balance or no balance. They could actually put a new first mortgage on their house and use that money to buy their next home. Or they could pay off their current mortgage and just pull the equity out to buy either down payment or outright their next home. There's definitely a lot of markets that are not as expensive as Colorado where you can actually pay cash for a house. So I would say, first of all, establish a destination. Second of all, there are a lot of home sellers in different markets that won't accept a contingent offer. They'll even tell you that if you write a contract on this house, you've got a deadline, especially places like Texas and Arizona. At this point, your earnest money is non-refundable. So it's very risky for a seller to go out there and go, all right, I'm putting money down, and they don't have their financial pictures set up where they know with confidence they can move forward on that sale no matter what happens on the home that they're selling. So some sellers will not accept a contingent offer. Um, and, that's okay. I mean, you have to just be willing to let that house go and pick a different one. But a lot of people would like to get their funds, their equity funds out of their house in order for a down payment or to pay off their next home. And a lot of them need to buy their next home first. Now, some people wait. They say, we're not going to do this. We're just going to sell our house, then we're going to move. And that's also a little bit less stressful, except that you might have to transition in and out of storage while you're waiting to get closed on your new home. So what I could find online about bridge loans in particular is that the credit score has to be pretty high for those people that are getting bridge loans. They want at least to see a 740 credit score. And here's the hard part, is that the debt to income ratios can't be more than 50%. Now, what do I mean by that? So let's say you have a mortgage on your current home. Let's say it's a low mortgage of like 100,000. Maybe your payment's 1,200 a month, right? But you have a bunch of equity in your house. So if you take the equity out, you're going to have to qualify for the payments on that equity loan, as well as whatever payments you might be taking on if you're not paying cash for your next home, right? So they will go up to 50% of your gross monthly income can be in the form of debt. Well, if you're retired, a lot of people's gross monthly income goes down. So it makes it very, very tricky. But the good news is they will let you borrow up to 80% of your equity. So to give you an example, let's say your home value is 600,000, maybe your current loan's 150. That means the bridge loan could be as high as 480 total. So either you got to pay off that 150 or not, and then just pull out equity of 330. But generally, the interest rates for these bridge loans are pretty high, 8%, something like that. And you have to be ready to make payments on that bridge loan until you buy your new, until you sell your new house, basically. The expenses for a bridge loan can be very similar to just getting new financing. 1% loan origination, appraisal, probably an underwriting cost. And then you have to plan to carry the payments on both loans until your house sells. So why would you consider doing this? Mostly because many home sellers in other areas won't accept a contingent offer on the home that you want. And so it is a way to make that transition a little bit easier as long as you qualify for the payment. So my name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of this show. And we're talking about whether or not bridge loans are hard to get, and are they something good for people moving to their next home? And next up, we're going to be going into a little bit more detail about bridge loans, the pros and cons, as well as some alternatives to bridge loans. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you are interested in selling your home, call Barb. Give her a call at 719-301-3900. Now, Barb, we're talking about whether bridge loans are hard for people to get moving to their next home. A lot of others. Tell us more about this.
Well, some of the advantages of getting a bridge loan are it allows those homeowners to actually go buy their next home first. And generally, if you go get financing, especially VA and some of the government loans, you actually have to make payments for 6 months before you can pay it off. But it allows you to make an offer on your next home without a sale contingency, which absolutely gives you more negotiating power in the transaction. There are some lenders that will give you a bridge loan and allow you to have just a few payments. In other words, you can defer the payments that you need to make for a couple of months, waiting for your home to sell. I'm sure there's a cost for that. You probably have to pay the interest over that time period, but it's a way to ease the transition if you think your home is going to sell in a few months. The cons of getting a bridge loan are that the interest rates are actually higher than current market rates for a traditional mortgage. You need to have more than 20% equity, which most people do. And you might own a few houses for a few months until your home sells. Now, we do have alternatives, which I love talking about. You can get a home equity line of credit. Those are very easy to get. A lot of the credit unions and stuff like that will give you a home equity line of credit. The interest rates are on the high side, but the closing costs are almost nil. We got one to do a construction project on our house, and I was kind of shocked that the closing costs were only $150 to pull that much equity out of our house. Another option is I actually have two investors that will do what they call a buy before you sell program, where you can pull out the equity of your home, but not make payments on it at all. It just becomes a lien on your house. And when your house sells, that loan gets paid off. The cost of these are just probably a little bit higher if you actually do a spreadsheet on it than getting a bridge loan. But the benefit is you don't have to qualify for payments for your current house, your current bridge loan as well as the new house. And it allows you to get some cash out to buy your next home first. And the credit score for those only has to be 620. So if you're interested in those programs, give us a call. We'd love to share them with you and give you an idea on whether or not those programs will work for you to help you make that transition from one house to another. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. And give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
Barb, as always, your favorite part of the program, hot new listings. What do you have this week?
Well, I have a really pretty home with lots and lots of gleaming hardwood floors on 8230 Camfield Circle in the mid 400s. An adorable house up in Cripple Creek, priced in the 290s. This home is actually split up into apartments right now. It's next to all the gambling. Be awesome. It's actually approved for Airbnb. I have a gorgeous property on almost 1 acre in Woodland Park with spectacular views at $299. We have a beautiful home in the west side of town on Tower Road, where they had actually Airbnb'd the basement of this big rancher and were able to command $15,000 a year in income. So it's a good way to buy, and they will actually transfer over their 5-star Airbnb account with this home. So it's a good way to buy your home and have someone else make your payments for you. We have a red hot listing coming up actually this weekend, 3258 Parade Circle, priced at $385, 1,900 square feet. Gorgeous, gorgeous home. Great rancher. It's open today from 11:30 to 12:30. We also have a really beautiful home on 1441 Kirkham Street, priced at $502,995, over 3,300 square feet in pristine condition. Has gorgeous hardwood floors on the main and upper level, kind of has that downtown feel with the detached 2-car garage behind it and a gorgeous backyard with fresh sod. Another home that would be perfect for main level living, 5267 Mountain Garland Drive, priced at $599. That one's open today as well. A beautiful home up in Woodland Park on 4 acres with a detached 3-car garage plus a loafing shed and spectacular views at $599. An amazing patio home in Pine Creek and prestigious Briargate at $749, backs to the golf course with great views. A gorgeous home on Domi Kite View. This is up off Interquest Parkway. This great townhome is priced at $399 with amazing location. Lots of restaurants, In-N-Out Burger right across the street. It's pretty fabulous. We also have a VA-owned home on Storybook Lane. This home on 35 acres would be a great buy if you're handy. We have another home in Rock Rimmon on Big Valley. This beautiful home has a detached garage that's the perfect man cave or woman cave workshop. Really, really pretty private yard. And another stunning house that backs to NORAD on Broadmoor Bluffs, priced at $685. Beautiful home up in Monument on True Vista, the most gorgeous landscaping I've ever seen, in the low 7s. And a gorgeous home right next to the Broadmoor on Leeming Drive at $800. And we have a great property up in High Forest Ranch, just under $2.1 million on Open Sky and a few more lots. To find out about all of our listings, go to barbhasthebuyers.com or give us a call, 719-301-3900. Richard?
Barb, that'll do it for this week. Thank you so much for informing us on the very latest of what's going on in the market. You have a great week. We'll talk next weekend, Barb.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.